Should I use the mic?
We have a second mic too. Here.
Thank you. I actually have, can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have two questions. One is more serious and one is more fun. So one is, the first is more serious. With the elephant, like you said, they're not dumb beasts at all. And so, I've heard the expression, I think, about an elephant having a very good memory, right? Like a memory of an elephant. Is that true? Is that the slogan? So is that, do you think that would apply? Like they would know their way through the Thailand?
Well, the elephants seemed to be all in one and one in all. He was himself and he was doing his thing. He was eating all the time. And the Mahout was encouraging him on, and they seemed to be one together. But I don't know about the memory. I think he does have a good memory because he knew exactly where to go to eat, and then he exactly knew where to go to the stream, and then take us through the stream. And he probably had done that many times before. And the Mahout never told him where to go. He just would, egg him on with his knees in his body or his language. So you probably are very right.
Thank you.
That he remembered where to go.
Yeah, and the second one is recently on Macht, HBO, there was the whole episodes of White Lotus, and I wondered, and it was all about visiting Thailand. So did you get a chance to watch any of that?
I didn't. Tell me again what it was. I didn't.
White Lotus.
White Lotus. No, I didn't.
White
It was on
Lotus.
television.
I recommend it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was wondering why this Mahout used grunts instead of like vocal commands.
Well, that's what the elephant understood, the grunt. It was like Thai, speaking Thai to him. The language. He didn't give him any commands. He let the elephant go his own way. He wasn't telling the elephant where to go.
But you said that with the grunts, that
Right.
was a form of spoken
Well, that was
language.
an encouragement. He was letting the elephant know that he knew who he was and that he was doing the right thing. He was encouraging him. I don't know why he did that. I have absolutely no.
Did the Mahout ride with you
Yes, he was
in
on
the
top of
front
the
or
elephant.
what?
He was behind the elephant's head.
And where were you guys, on
We
the
were
back?
In the back,
Okay.
in a basket.
Did the elephant go down so you could get on?
Yes, he did. He bent down on his knees and we got on, and then he got up again, and the Mahout was behind his neck, and he would encourage the elephant by poking his knees into the back ears of the elephant. These are pictures we could.
Was it real bumpy?
It wasn't so bumpy because it was a slow ride. The elephant would go and he would stop and he would eat, and the Mahout would egg him on, and he would go a little more. So it wasn't really, I shouldn't say it wasn't bumpy, because once he was out, stopped eating, he was going on the trail, I felt the back of that seat in my back bumping up and down. So it was, I think you're absolutely right, it was bumpy.
So there was, I don't know if you heard of the news the other evening, but there was an earthquake in San Diego, and there were a group of elephants at the zoo, and when they felt the earthquake, they went around the smallest elephant, like they were protecting him, and they just inadvertently made a circle around the elephant, little elephant. I thought that was interesting because that has to have some memory to it as well.
Then I'll pass it down.
Well, naturally, I think
They do. They have a very good memory.
young.
Yeah.
And wild, they guard their young all the time.
But it has to be something inside of them to
Right,
feel
to
that.
put it right, of course, I mean, this was a perfect situation, because earth was shaking.
I have a friend in India who actually helped save a baby elephant, and years later, he and his family went back and they were in the forest. And this young elephant came up and he got really scared. The family like thought she was gonna, but he remembered this man and he went up to this man and he started, you know, and I've heard stories like that. And the other thing that you were saying about the grunting and Mimi was asking, in Hindi or in that Thailand language means yes, come on. So I guess he kept on telling him to let's go on.
He was encouraging him
Yeah.
to go on. It was, I tell you, I've never had an experience like that before. I was so thrilled by it, you know, caught off guard, so to speak. You know, him, the language he would speak to them, and the elephant and all. Because my life had always been like this, you know. And it was great, I never forgot it. Yes.
What year were you there, Dad?
2010. And in India, the second time, 2011.
Are you gonna talk about India at all?
Yes, I was going to read you one more story about Thailand, but maybe I'll read the India stories, because I don't know how much time we have left.
Did Farah, you have a question?
Yes, 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 understood.
The way that
Speaking to the microphone.
the way that the elephant was with the training, can be compared with the dogs that with the owners, because we see that with this, do that, they do it. The elephant was listening the same way.
I didn't understand.
So the question is, the way that she talked, he talked to the elephant, is that similar to what we would do with dogs? Or
With the
was there
dog?
something different with the elephant?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if we would speak so loudly and with so loudly and with so much force as he did to the elephant, to a dog. I don't know if it would be
I think she's referring to the trainings. So if we train dogs.
Oh,
and he trained
maybe they
the
would,
elephant,
yeah, maybe, right, maybe they would.
Sure.
Thank you.
Have you ever done a camel ride?
No.
So you read us two stories, and I was wondering what might be the commonalities between them. For me, I saw that they both depended on tremendous rapport, that you developed a tremendous rapport with the acupuncturist, and here the elephant and the mahout had tremendous rapport. So I kind of was looking to see why you chose to read those stories
Well,
together.
why I chose to read those stories. The first one, she was so, I had gout off and on throughout my whole life. And I would get gout attacks. I had a gout attack in India the first time. And it might last a month. I went to see her, and in 3 sessions of putting the needles into my foot, it was gone. And I have never experienced that in my whole life. And that's why I wanted to read that story, because she was such a wonderful, soft woman who knew her trade. And she was so kind and understanding. And that's the way the Thai people are. Even though she was Chinese, she lived in Thailand. And that's the way, those were the kind of people that I would come into contact with if I would go into a restaurant, if I would buy something in a store, if I had the therapy. So that's why I wanted to read that story, so you get a feeling of what the people of Thailand are like. Yeah.
Have you had attacks of gout since then?
Have I been back since then?
Since then.
Oh yeah, sure, I have. And one time I wrote her, this Chinese herbalist, before I went to India on this trip, and asked her if she would send me her Chinese herbs so I could take them to India with me. And I've learned to master the gout. Cherries are very important. I eat cherries every day, sometimes morning and evening. And then I stay away from nightshades, tomatoes and peppers, mushrooms, and so I don't get serious gout attacks, but every now and then I get it.
I think what you were experiencing a lot from these people in Thailand was their intuition. So she had intuition that accompanied her training or her experience. And I've had acupuncture quite a few times. Most of the time it worked. Right now I'm having it, it's not working. But, you know, I've had experience with it. And I have a Chinese acupuncture.
Right. You're absolutely right. Her intuition.
I think, and same thing for the restaurant owner or the store clerk.
Right.
There's a certain centering that they have that causes their intuition to flourish, you know?
You're absolutely right.
That's what I think.
That's the people in India and in Thailand, that sense of it. That's the people in India and Thailand, that sense of intuition that they have. I don't know how it is anymore, because India had changed. I was there the first time when I was 55, and the second time I was 73, 18 years later, and it had changed a lot. So today, everybody's running after the buck. So it's, you know, it's become more and more westernized. But in the old days, those were really special, very special countries. Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to ask is, have you ever ridden a camel?
Do what?
Have you ever ridden a camel?
A camel.
Yep.
A camel? No, I never rode a camel. Have you ridden a camel?
Yeah, and elephant.
Ah,
We went
Not at the same time.
Not at the same time. Elephant 2 years ago in Thailand.
Camels and company,
camel.
yeah.
We're on the elephant for an hour. And the first row, get on this thing, then all of a sudden you're up in the air. And so it's great.
It's great.
Yeah, it is. It really is
Yeah.
a communion with an animal that you don't generally think you're going to experience.
Yeah. I tell you, it changed my whole life. I was so straight and narrow when I was married and had my kids. I taught at university. I couldn't stand it. I hated it. There was so much anti-Semitism that I experienced at Dartmouth College. And then I worked for insurance companies in the city in New York, 7 years. I commuted into the city. Again, so narrow in scope. But Ellen, my friend, she opened up an entirely new world to me. It wasn't the 9-to-5 world anymore. It was a 1-to-6 world or a 4-to-3 world. It was just something, it changed my whole life. Once I left the straight and narrow and moved up to the Berkshires from Garden City, New York, and I studied massage, and I became a massage therapist. I tutored ethnic kids, English as a second language, and then I began traveling all over the world to the Far East.
When did you stop traveling?
I stopped traveling after I went twice to India, once to Thailand, 5 winters in San Miguel, Mexico, around the year 2000, and 6 winters in Sedona, Arizona, hiking the Red Rock Trail. When I was 82, I was hiking the Red Rock Trails.
Wow.
And that was about 5 years ago I stopped traveling. And now we can't travel, and Ellen can't get it together anymore. It's too much, you know, packing everything. We can't drive the car. So until I was 82, I was traveling from 55 to 82.
Now you come here, it's traveling.
Yeah.
What?
Now you come here.
Now I come here, right. But my kids have to come to get me. Jerome, my son, came to get me and flew me back, and I'm flying back with Jeanette.
Would you like to move here, baby?
She said, would you like to move here?
Oh, well, if I could live with my daughter or one of my children. I could live with Alexander.
Alexander doesn't want.
Jeanette is better.
That's what he told me.
She's better.
In Iran, I was.
No, fool or alone. I was there or alone.
Always alone, never with a tour. I went with Ellen, we were alone, because she was a world traveler. She worked for a tourist agency. Arthur Frummer, in the old days in New York, she would take tours all over the world, so she knew how to go. We didn't need, you know, a tour.
Sandy is Ellen, he just changed her
Oh,
name.
Sandy is Ellen.
She's not my.
She doesn't want me to put her name on it.
David has a question.
Question David.
Dick, my name is David.
Yes.
First, this is the
Where's the
largest
mic?
turnout we've ever had for a program here, for this. Thank you. I'd like it if you could tell us about the days that you were teaching at Dartmouth, what you taught, and how you experienced the anti-Semitism, and how you decided to leave, and how you met Ellen.
You're gonna change the whole nature of this.
I'll have to come back again. I'll tell you, maybe I can give you a brief.
Wait,
It's a
let me-
very interesting story. What can you do?
I wish we could do it again. I know why your children got that.